guys, Dan here from Your Guitar Academy, and today we're going to be talking about this Lava Me guitar, and I'm going to be telling you 5 reasons why you might really like to grab this guitar. And reason 1, we're just going to kick off with something which, with all the gadgets and gizmos going on this wonderful thing, is really worth pointing out that it's actually just a really nice sounding acoustic guitar. It's just got a really nice resonance, it's got a really nice feel to it. As soon as you pick it up, you've just got this kind of vibe, and it makes you want to play. It's got a really nice feel to the neck. And I think that's really unclear sometimes when you've got a new piece of tech, essentially, which is what this is. It's got a very cool gadget on here, which we'll come to. But when you're dealing with that, it's very often that it's just an okay instrument and it makes up for it with all the gadgets and gizmos, but actually it's a really nice guitar just to play. You know, if you're just strumming away by yourself, it just sounds super nice. And just a final add-on point to that is that it's got great intonation and it just stays in tune. And, you know, that's not something we should look lightly over. You know, this is a big part of playing. You want to pick up the guitar, you just want to play it. You don't want to spend ages tuning it, obviously, every single time you play. And even as you go higher up the fretboard, you know, intonation-wise, it's very, very good. So you're going to get a really nice sound all the way up and down the fretboard. So it works with you as you progress as well through your skill levels. So that brings us on really nicely to my next point, which is this is a guitar that could genuinely work with you as you progress from beginner to improver to intermediate and even advanced player, right? So it's got features on this that's going to work for every level of that. So if we just tuck in a little bit to the top panel here, even just as you start and you just open up the screen, we've got a tuner. And it's just so nice and easy. If I knock it out of tune for a second. So that's the E, and as I pull it up, it's got such a visual, clear, perfect. I am now in tune. And it's so easy to just go to that. And as a beginner, that's invaluable because it does take a little, the ear hasn't fully developed yet, so it does take a bit of time to get that in tune. Of course, you've also got, right on this front screen, you've got a metronome. So straight away, if you're just at that beginner stage and you're just looking to just practice your spider exercises, you know, and you're just doing those 8th notes, and you're just working through that, and that hurts like hell. At least you've got this nice little metronome on board that you can kind of work through with that as well. So that's just the first thing straight away for beginners. That's going to be massively helpful. As I open up the next screen, so if we go into this and I pull this up, and let's come back to this, like the main screen here. So pull this away. You can see as you're developing as a player, there's a lot more options for you. Okay, so you can start to play around with other things like recording yourself. You can start to do practicing drums, effects. You can create. There's all these really cool things, and you've obviously got loopers. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You can do improvisation. So this is something that, especially for intermediate players, if I go into the improvs, something I'm always getting my students to do is, have I shown you a new lick or a new scale or something like that? Maybe I've shown you in a kind of blues setting, which is quite likely, knowing me. You can just quickly pop up a backing track. So you're like, okay, well, I've just learned this pentatonic in B minor. Let's check out Thrill No More. I wonder what that's going to sound like. So we let it load. Yeah. Okay, so let's just turn that down a little bit. And then you can then practice your, as an intermediate player, practice your scales. So B minor. You might have just learned a really cool lick, you know? And you just want to practice it over and over again. You might want to do it in a different key. So let's say, okay, you practice that in B minor. Let's try an E minor. Quickly switch, another blues one. Yeah. So, E minor pentatonic, box 4. Oh man. I just want to kind of listen to that over and over again. Anyway, case in point, as you progress as a musician and you want to try your skills, that backing tracks thing, having it in the guitar, you know, you're just away on holiday and you're like, I want to jam away to a backing track. Pop it on and it's right there for you. And that same progression as you go then up into your more advanced, and you can still practice against backing tracks, but there's even more for you on here as well. So it really is an instrument that can work with you all the way through your guitar journey. So point number 3 is that a real standout feature on this guitar is the inbuilt looping station that we've got here. You'll know if you've ever seen any of my videos that I'm really obsessed, and I keep banging on about having a looper. As a tutor, I've always got a looper ready to go. As a student learning, practicing, I've always got a loop station of some kind that I can use, and it's just such an invaluable practice tool. This has got one built in. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at how this is, and then I'm going to invite Jed to come over, our wonderful Jed, to do a little bit of looping and playing. Okay, so if we just have a quick look at this, so on the actual, again, coming into the main screen, they know it's a standout feature because it's the first thing you press. So there's loops, and the real gist of this is that you can do it with or without a jam track, and Jed will demonstrate both. But for example, if you wanted to have a jam on, it really helps you keep in time. Okay, so let's just say I just, you know, I'm doing a pop thing, and this one's called Thriller. So let's just take that, for example, and I'm just going to click use, and then I get to select my BPM, so I'm just going to drop that down maybe to 100. Okay, and then I press start. Now I've got I can do 4 different loops. So I've got 1, that's the drum beat, and then I can do 2, 3, 4. So 3 more loops. And like I said, I am going to get Jed to do a really cool thing with you guys here, but I just want to show you briefly. So with that drum beat, the cool thing here for any student is that now we get to practice looping in time. So even if it's something really simple, like just learning to strum along with your loop, right? So I might be learning my bar chords. So just being able to just go between the chords, and now if I actually just loop that, 2, 3, 4. And then a C, G, and you can hear now, you've got an instant, you can hear yourself back. Yeah, unfiltered. Not my best playing, but point is that I've now got an instant feedback loop. I can actually hear myself play, so I can correct it, I can try it again. It really helps with this process of getting yourself in time. So let's just see what a great guitar player like Jed can do with a looping station. the point number 4 is that we've got a great skills learning section. Of course, you know us, we're a guitar learning platform, and therefore I'm always looking for ways to help you guys with your learning. And although there's no actual kind of teaching in this, we do have a few nice extra options. So when I come to the learning platform, which is down here by this little link there, you can see how I can go into my skills and I can start to find some things I want to learn. So maybe I want to learn a new solo thing. Maybe I want to learn a technique. So that's quite a common thing to want to do. And you can see here, Steve Vai's picking exercise. Advanced, I agree. Intermediate. Dr. Delay trick. The really cool thing here is you're getting this instant feedback from a tab that's moving along, just like we have on the Guitar Club, hint, hint. And you're also getting it out of the guitar, so you don't need anything else other than the guitar. So let's say, I'm going to choose an exercise I want to learn here. Ah, this is my kind of exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good case in point for beginners learning, and even up to intermediate players, this is a great exercise. Even I still do this as a warm-up, to be honest. So yeah, you've got it. It's right here in front of you, so you can play the exercise. 3, 4. Practice along. You can change the speed. So I can go in and I can change the speed. I can go slower, so I might bring it down to 0.7. Play again. Let's see. 2, 3. There you go. So I'm up here. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 3, 2. And so on and so forth. So you can see how it's a really genuinely handy learning tool, all built in again. And I think that really is the underlying of all of this, is that all these features are built into this thing, this guitar. So as well as being a great guitar, I can now sit here in the comfort of my own home, on the beach, in the park, wherever you are with your guitar, a friend's house, whatever, and just learn something really cool as well. So the 5th and final point is the onboard effects. Now this is really just, for me, this is a little bit of fun, but can be useful. Again, you can use this in your looping and all the other kind of elements where you can record yourself on here. But the effects just add that little bit of extra something to this. I'd just call it extra bit of fun, essentially. We all know how fun it is to just chuck a load of pedals in front of you and just start playing around with it. And essentially it gives you that option to do on here. So let me show you through this. So here, I'm going to come to my last little box here. So there, and I'm going to go to FX. And it's just great. So we got all of these effects, and basically what they are is a kind of a library of pre-designed effects, and you can add the ones that you choose based around the core effect. So let's just look at delay as our first example, and let's just press delay. And suddenly, your bog standard chord has a bit of delay on it, right? Not too much control over that delay, but it's there. Infinite universe. Let's just try that. My favorite guitar part of all time, with Infinite Universe. So it is a little bit of fun to be had there with the delays, the reverbs, all the other cool sounds that you can put on it. And I think that adds to the whole playing experience here. It's a learning tool. It's here for fun. And to be honest, it's just a really good guitar that you'll be very happy picking up, playing and learning from, like I said, whether you're a beginner, an intermediate or an advanced player. So there's 5 reasons why you might like to get this guitar. I really hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again in another video.